to our today's lesson, and I really want us to actually look at another question that still falls under the same category, which has to actually get discussed in detail because of the way it sometimes sounds to be so complicated. So the topic reads algebraic expressions. So algebraic expressions. So with algebraic expressions, the expressions can either be linear or quadratic. And in this case, I have a question I want to use actually in trying to actually help you understand the difference between a linear expression and a quadratic expression, and how do they get solved for someone to arrive at the final answer which is correct. So I'm going to use question 8, and the question reads: simplify 2x minus 2 over 6x squared minus x minus 12 divide by x minus 1 over 2x minus 1. So the question reads 2x minus 2 divided by 6x squared minus x minus 12, then divide by again x minus 1 over 2x minus 3. Now to make your work easier, it's good for you to understand that once you find this part having either a division sign or a multiplication sign, you can have these parts getting simplified separately, then you come and solve them in a fractionating way. So for us to actually have these things getting done easier, we can be able actually to have this part first getting simplified. So I have 2x minus 2. How do I simplify this part? I'm going to have 2 as the common divisor. Then I can say x minus 1. So that I can say 2 times x is 2. Then 2 times 1 is 2. Of course, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. I can pick the second part and be able to simplify it as well. And I'm going to have this. I'm going to have 6x squared minus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So I can be able to actually use what we call the sum product formula. Now this expression is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. A is 6, b is negative 1, and c is negative 12. Always in as far as this part is concerned, the sum is always the coefficient of x, the middle part. That is actually the middle term. So that means our sum is negative 1. Then what about the product? The product is always a times what? C. So I'm going to say a times c. And in this case here, our a is 6 and our c is negative 12. So the same as saying 6 times negative 12. So that means our product is negative 72. Now, quadratically, if we use the sum product formula or factorization method, we can be able to now factorize this. That means two numbers, when you add, you get negative 1. Then when you multiply, you get actually negative 72. What are these two numbers? I have to look for numbers. When I multiply, I'm supposed to actually get 72. Which are the numbers? I can have 8 and 9. I can have 12 and 6. I can have 36 and 2. So these are just some of the numbers, and you can as well say 24 and 3. So you don't bother so much about the sum, but you have to consider now the product. So if you come here, there's no way in which 12 and 6 can give you a sum of 1. That one has to become cancelled. That 6 and 2 can give you a sum of 1. Then 24 and 2 or 24 and 3 cannot give you a sum of 1. So 8 and 9 has the highest possibility of giving you a sum of 1, depending on where a negative sign will fall. And because the sum is negative, that means the bigger number becomes negative. So that means 8 times negative 9 is negative 72. Then 8 plus negative 9 is negative 1. So we are going to factorize this. How do we do it then? We shall write 6x squared minus x minus 12. Our numbers here are 8 and negative 9. So we have 8 and negative 9. We don't need to write multiplication again. So these are our numbers. So we are going to have something of this sort. We are going to have 6x squared minus x minus 12. The product you've gotten here should not be written here. The number in the initial expression has to be used. You see, we just know the product is negative 72 by taking a times c. So I have negative 8 or positive 8 and negative 9 as a pair of the numbers I'm supposed to use. I have to replace them here. So I'm going to have something of this sort. I'll have 6x squared, then plus 8x. We are replacing this x with these two numbers. Then minus 9x minus 12. A common divisor between 6 and 8 is actually 2. X squared and x, that is x. So 2 into 6 is 3, x into x squared is x, plus 2 into 8 is 4, x and x will disappear. So I have to remain with 4 only. Then minus, common divisor is 3 into 9 is 3, then the x has to remain. Then I'm going to say plus 4. Why am I not writing here the minus? And yet here we have the minus. Because minus times positive is minus. Great. The two are similar, so you only pick one. But I first have to begin with this. I'm going to say 2x minus 3. Then I pick one of these. Then I'm going to say 3x plus 4. So this one has been simplified as well. So if I look at this part, I can't go beyond this point. I can't go beyond this point. So they remain like that. So I'm going to have this first part equivalent to this. Okay, I'll write it down here. 2x minus 2, or I'll say 2 into x minus 1. It is here. So we had simplified it. That's the simplified part of that. It is here. Then I'll say over. We can't write this again. We're going to write the simplified part of it. 2x minus 3, 3x plus 4. So 2x minus 3, then 3x plus 4. Divide by, great, x minus 1, which cannot be able to get further simplified, then over 2x minus 3. Now, applying the concept of how you can be able to divide fractions, because these are fraction, these are fraction. So how do I divide this? I'm going to say 2x or 2 into x minus 1, close the brackets, over 2x minus 3, close the brackets, 3x plus 4, close the brackets. Division sign changes to multiplication. Then I have to actually find the reciprocal of the second fraction. So I'm going to get 2x minus 3 over x minus 1. Good. Okay, so that means these and these are similar. So these and these will cancel. This and these are similar. So this and this will cancel. So what do I remain with? I'm going to remain with 2, then here is 1. So 2 times 1 over, that is 3x plus 4, then of course times 1. The final answer is 2 over 3x plus 4. That becomes my final answer. Okay, great. So that's what you're supposed to do as far as solving linear and quadratic expressions is concerned. So thank you so much, and let's meet in our next video.